You're listening to Redi Direko.
I am chatting to Dr. Nikolaus Eberl, international brand leadership expert. Just talking about the atmosphere in South Africa. If you compare it to what was happening to Germany at this time, I took a call in the first hour from somebody who said, whether or not you love soccer is immaterial. We should support the event. And I made the point that this is a historic event. It's so much bigger than soccer. It's history in the making, and I wonder if South Africans are taking advantage of this privileged position.
Exactly. The hosting team is just a catalyst. It's not the end. It's a means to the end. And what this is all about, and again, if you look back at the last 3 World Cups, it always is about reconciliation. In 1998, before the World Cup, France was labeled by the media as the racially most divided country in Europe, where you had xenophobia between French nationals and the immigrants from North Africa. And all of a sudden, through these 31 days, the whole nation came together and really proved that to working together, they can achieve more. And in fact, 31 days, 21 days are enough to kick a habit. And that's why the power is in the 31 days. It can really unite a nation. And there are 2 elements to that. The first one is, I call it the catharsis, the purging of negative feelings. All the stuff that keeps us apart, all the stuff that divides us, all those barriers, we can break them down over 31 days. And secondly, the collective euphoria. And admit it, the power of collective excitement is good and feels good.
Speaking of excitement, Nikolaus in Sandton, you want to talk about Football Friday and how this has had an impact.
Well, it's actually very interesting, and good morning to you, Reed, and your guest. And it really has had a major impact. Well, first, besides the fact that sometimes, never know what to wear, and really the fact that the country has now defined that we must all look alike and all, irrespective of, our races and all of our backgrounds, we all wear these lovely T-shirts. And I find it, I walk in shopping centers and I feel as if I'm part of a team player. I feel as if I'm belonging. I feel as if we all have a common goal. So certainly, it has had a very positive effect on my side. It's almost similar to what people were talking about on the Invictus movie. When one saw it at the end, I noticed how most people, they never leave the movie house immediately. They sat there and they felt as if, wow, you feel as if you've just rejuvenated. You feel as if you want to have a conversation with a guy that you don't even know. So I love this Friday, Football Friday, because it really has got us to be branded, and it's really forced us that collective euphoria, got us to work towards a common goal. So I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you very much. That's Nikolaus in Sandton. And Neil in Sandton, what are your thoughts?
Hi, Redi. I would just like to correct Golani. I hope I'm not as arrogant as him in my comment. But, calling Bafana, the South African national team, as a nickname, there's nothing wrong with it. Italy is the Azuris. Argentina is the Albicelestes. Nigeria is the Super Eagles. So I think referring to your team,
we have the Indomitable Lions as well.
Yes. So it's a sign of passion, it's a sign of, you are referring to the team in a personal way, Bafana. And I think South Africa will get together. It will be something that we'll never forget. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm lucky enough to have tickets to the opening game. So I don't care about people that's not supporting Bafana. I'm supporting all the way.
Lovely. And Nikolaus, just on that, you are a brand specialist. Thabo Mbeki did say what he said about Bafana, but as I said, he's not God. It was just the opinion of one person. But there's something affectionate about having a special name for your team.
Well, in fact, if you look at all the African teams, every single one has got a nickname.
Exactly.
Obviously, Cameroon, the Indomitable Lions. Gambia, the Scorpions, the baby Scorpions even, and so on. And that's part of a brand.
Polo as well. It happens everywhere.
Absolutely. It's part of a brand. It's part of an identity. And I think we need to just embrace it.
All right. Let's go to Farouk in Cape Town. Hi.
Hi, good morning to you, Redi, and your guest. I think, the one thing that we mustn't forget, we are born in South Africa, and funny enough, even people not having been born in South Africa are still supporting Bafana. That tells you what great, Team Bafana is. We are in South Africa. We must embrace the South African transformation process. We must embrace everything has been good in South Africa since 1994. And, in that spirit, we must take it forth. If we look at it, Bafana is our team. There's no other team first. And, in the Bafana spirit, if Bafana does happen to be, move out of the limelight during these games, then in the Bafana spirit we will back any of the African teams, because the World Cup is for Africa.
Okay.
And I think we must embrace it. I think we must leave the nitpicking and stuff like that. We must rally behind our teams.
Okay, thank you very much, Farouk. Some emails. Redi, I really appreciate your guest efforts to galvanize the country to rally behind Bafana. It should come naturally that all South Africans support the team. However, the football brain in me does not see our team doing well. I'm literally hoping for a miracle. That is from Munsu Piaha. Debo Ho says, you can call me whatever you want to call me. Bottom line is Bafana has been disappointing. It doesn't mean that I'm brainwashed. I'm just using my brain to see that the team is not performing well. Philemon Mnisi says, I cannot love Bafana unconditionally like a child because I can replace them, whereas I can't replace my child. That's why you keep molding the child every way, but if you could replace them, then you would not have to deal with underperformance. The team is a disgrace and it could have been better if Safa listened from the beginning. Now we are expected to applaud a team drawing against third leaguers in Brazil. Pereira must be laughing at the stupidity of this whole team. Now we are paying him to be closer to his family and enriching his country. That is from Philemon Mnisi. There's a lot of passion out there for and against, eh?
Yeah, and that's what makes it so exciting. And again, proving the critics wrong and proving the skeptics wrong is what has powered up many of these underdogs. For example, when Germany lost 8-3 in 1954, the letters the coach received, they asked not just for his sacking, they asked for his killing. So people get extremely passionate, and that's obviously what football does. It brings out the emotions, it brings out the best and the worst in all of us.
Simba Marumo plays for Platinum Stars, and he's calling us from Melrose. Hi there, Simba.
Hi, Redi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm well, thank you. I just want to, I don't want to be controversial. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be anything that's going to, bring our guys down. As a player, I've learned over the years that, according to how much you believe, that's how much you get. In life, what you ask for is what you get. And, faith is being, is believing in what's coming and what you haven't received yet. All right. So I believe that as people, we need to clean our hearts and believe in, be positive as a country as a whole.
Okay.
And that way we can be able to, even believe in the fact that in things that make us different, like calling our team Bafana. I think it's something that we need to be proud of.
Okay.
Our guys, we are different as a country, and we are unique. And the more we believe in who we are, what we stand for, our identity, the more we're going to be able to stand together as a country. And I think we really need to rally around the guys. We need to believe in what in the guys, in everything that they are, and not keep on being so negative.
All right, that's Simba Marumo. We've run out of time, Simba, but thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on this one and for calling us.
You're listening to Redi Direko.
Nikolaus, before I let you go, I know that you're embarking on a national roadshow called The Miracle of Mzansi. Tell us about it and what are the aims?
Well, basically we're taking the miracles to the churches, and we are sharing what the World Cup has done to other countries in terms of reconciling the nation with its foreigners, the nation internally, and so on. So it's going to go to basically most churches. It's going to be a short presentation on what it has done, what it can do, and why we are calling it a miracle for the nation.
There are people who are SMSing saying they want whatever it is that you are on.
Well, one thing I can tell you, I'm going to put my foot down here. And if Bafana do not make the second round, I'm going to walk from Cape to Cairo.
Nikolaus, be careful.
No, I'm serious. That's my conviction.
Let's get this
in return, all I'm asking all of your listeners to wear their Bafana shirt.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every single day.
That's all.
Even in my high heels, you reckon?
In your high heels at night with your fiancé.
No.
At a party.
So next you're going to say at my wedding.
At your wedding.
No, that's not going to happen. But you know what? Let's agree to disagree on some aspects. I hear what you're saying, and I have a lot of faith in what you're doing, and I admire your spirit and your optimism, even Bridget and